All right, everybody, good evening to you all, and I welcome you to today's episode of Living for Impact with Femi Olasunkami. I trust that it's going to be impactful tonight. Um, I want to believe that you are keeping safe, and I want to believe that everything is all right, it's fine with you. Um, if that is the case, glory be to God. But peradventure, there are still one thing or the other that you are trusting God that will be perfected. I pray with you that the Lord will intervene in the name of Jesus and everything will be all right. You will also have testimony to share when next other people are sharing testimony in the mighty name of Jesus. I am Femi Olasunkami and I'm glad to come your way today. Tonight, we want to round up on the topic that we have actually been looking at since the beginning of this month. And what topic is that? That is leadership and impact. Leadership and impact is the topic we have been looking at. And let me use this opportunity to thank everybody who has been part of this program since we started about 3 months ago. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for hooking up with us. And I want to believe that one way or the other, the program had actually been helpful for you and to you. So if that is the case, we are glad to know that. Of course, testimonies we receive from here and there shows that yes, the program is really impacting lives. A lot of people, even though they will not pass comments, but when we talk on phone, they say, oh, please keep up the work and things like that. That is blessing them. And I want to believe that the program is blessing your life too. So we thank God for that. And of course, like I used to say, that in this life we are created purpose. Every one of us were created for a purpose, and there is nobody who there's no purposeless creation. There's no purposeless creator. We are all created for a purpose. God created us for a purpose, and we have the responsibility to discover the purpose. Of course, we have to work with God to get that done. We have the responsibility to discover our purpose. And I always say that there's a general purpose for creation, even though there are individual purposes. There's a purpose for each individual, which may differ slightly from one another, but there's a general purpose for creation. And there are two, like I used to say. The first one is to worship God. You are created to worship God, whether you acknowledge Him or not, whether you, whether you acknowledge Him, you surrender to Him or not. The purpose for which you are created is, number one, to worship God, and then number two, to impact lives, to make impact in this world. Those are the two general reasons why we were created. If you understand these two, it will be easy for you to actually discover your own personal purpose, God's purpose for your life, which is personal and peculiar to you. And there is no way you will define it that it will be out of these two that I have actually mentioned. It's just going to be a part of or a segment of these two that I have mentioned. We were created to worship God and also to impact our world, to impact this world. We are created for impact. We are created for worship. Thank you for joining us once again. I remain Femi Olasukomi, and it's still your choices program, Living for Impact with Femi Olasukomi. I'm actually our guest. We are actually having a guest tonight, but a few minutes ago, he promised to join us later. I think the network, either the network or the system, so he's trying to fix it, and hopefully he's going to join us any moment from now. You know, I would have loved to, while we wait for him to join us, I would have loved to read some of our comments. You know, I would have loved to read our comments, but if you are on YouTube, if you're watching me on YouTube now, please feel free to drop your comment, and we're going to pick it from there. Feel free to drop your comment. We'll pick it from there. All right. While we are waiting for our guest speaker tonight, I remember. Let me just refresh us on some episodes of this program that we have actually had in the past. By the grace of God, before that, by the grace of God, next week, another great leader, live and direct, all the way from Lagos, is a man who has actually, our path crossed each other over 10 years ago, and you know, he actually had a great impact on my life. So we're going to be having him here next week. So I don't want you to miss this program. I don't want you to miss next week's program. We started this episode, we have talked about forgiveness. When we started, we talked about forgiveness. And you know what? If you're going to make impact, you must learn to forgive people. You know, you must learn to forgive. If you don't have, one of the things that will make people to have impact is a large heart. You need a large heart. You need a large heart to actually make impact as you ought to. So I want to admonish you. I want to charge you tonight. Peradventure, there are one or two people that you are finding it difficult. All right, you are finding it difficult to forgive. Please, it has a way of limiting your impact. Thank you. Bruce Okuru says we are created for impact. Let me bring that up. All right, so that's Bruce Okuru said we are created for impact. Thank you very much. We need more comments. Please let the comments keep coming in. Like I said, from I cannot access the Facebook. I cannot access the Facebook comments now, but the YouTube, I'll be able to access that and paste it. Let the comment keep coming in. So we're actually talking about forgiveness as a prerequisite for impact. You know, I remember in that episode, I said the first law of impact, according to my own school of my own school of thought, is that forgive your parents, but don't forgive their blunders. And what did I mean by that? Is that as we are growing up, there are mistakes, there are errors or there are imperfections that you will actually see in your parents, or there are some you may not even see, but there are actually mistakes that they made at one point or the other. You don't have any reason for making the same mistake again, and that is why it is important to have a mentor. I have discovered that every successful man on this earth has a mentor, at least a mentor. You understand? The role a mentor plays in one's life is enormous, So you need to forgive people. We have talked about forgiving people, forgiving your parents, but don't forgive their blunders. Don't forgive their blunders means don't make the same mistake they made. You understand? They've made the mistake, you don't count it against them. You understand? Peradventure, due to one decision or the other, or what have you, that they have made in the past, probably it had a negative effect on you. You understand? You need to forgive them and let go. And not only your brother, your parents, also your spiritual parents, and also your pastors, your leaders, and so on. When you forgive them, it may look as if you are doing them good. No. Of course, you may be doing them good, but the good you are doing them cannot be quantified with the good you are doing yourself. You understand? So Bruce Okuru says, yes, sir, it is very important, sir, to have a mentor. Yes. So, and that is why you need a mentor to guide you, so that one, you won't make the mistake that your parents had made, so that you can also, your journey can also be fast in life. It says there are people who still don't believe in having mentor, and they are still making big mistakes. You see, the role of a mentor cannot be overemphasized. About 4 episodes away, I made mention of something. I said, there are less successful people today because there are less true followers. Yes, there are less successful people today because there are less true followers. I bless God for the kind of leaders, the kind of mentors, the kind of people that God has brought my way at one time or the other. There are certain steps I would have taken and that would have had great effect, negative effect on my life. But at that period, the step I wanted to take will look like the best decision to take to me. You understand? But these are people that will say, no, take this. And today I am thanking God that I did not reject their counsel, that I actually followed through, even though I didn't see sense in what they were saying. I felt the step I wanted to take was the best I could take at that period. So that is the role of a mentor. And I've also known several times that I wanted to take some steps and they say, no, don't take that. And there are some steps I didn't want to take that they are actually the one that really encouraged me to take those steps, So we cannot overemphasize this point we are talking about. So I said there are less successful people because there are less true followers. And that's true. Today, everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody wants to lead. But people don't want to follow. I've met different kinds of people who will come up with one vision or the other. When you see their vision book is as big as an encyclopedia, you know, they will tell you how they will do this, how they will do that. They will tell you what God has told them and things like that, you know. But even Paul, after the Lord had met Paul on his way to Damascus, and he had to separate himself, go to Arabia. After some time, what happened? He still came to the brethren. He still came to Peter and co. You understand? So no matter how big the vision, I see these people that have this vision, how they will be a great pastor, a great business leader, and what have you. But they don't want to serve, you know. Like I said, the way up is service, you know. The way up is service. Just like Bruce Okoro said, that there are people who still don't believe in having mentor. If you don't believe in having mentor, I need you to just, okay, you know what, let's just do something. You know your life currently, you know your challenges, you know what you do, you know what you face, and you know how your life has been progressing. All right, let's do something. Look for a mentor for just 3 months. And when I talk about mentor, I'm not talking about tormentors. You understand? There are some people who claim to be mentor and what have you, but they are not actually mentor. You understand? But I am talking about mentor, people who will show you the way. Now, by the way, when we are talking about mentorship, we are not talking about reproducing yourself 100%. No. We are talking about helping your mentee to actually become who God had actually designed him to be. For example, you are an introvert and your mentee or your supposed your would-be mentee is an extrovert. You know, those are two parallel personalities, you know. You don't, because you are an introvert, now mentor him and shape him to become an introvert like you. No, no, you understand. So that's the way it goes. Now, everybody has his own personal traits. Everybody has his own assignment from heaven, from God. The fact that you are a pastor or the fact that you are a teacher does not mean that, yes, everybody that comes to you, you must mentor them to be a teacher. Somebody may be a pastor, somebody may be an apostle, somebody may be a prophet, and you are a teacher, and God has brought them your way. So now, you do not now mentor them and change them from whom they are actually supposed to be. But your mentorship program for them is actually to enhance their gifting, is to enhance the grace of God upon their life. You know? So we need to understand that that is how mentorship works. Mentorship is not changing the mentee to be exactly like you. No, it is helping the mentee to become whom God has actually designed him or her to be. Is working with that person to become whom God has actually designed him to become the best version of himself or herself. That's what mentorship is all about. That's what mentorship is all about, you know. So tonight we are still talking about leadership and impact. And that this is the way to have impact. So we are looking at mentorship as a way the best approach to give to mentorship, the best approach to mentorship in such a way that you will be able to make right impact in the life of your mentee, and so that your mentee can also have the right impact on his generation. You understand? So that is very important. That is very important. So I believe we hear that. Is there any other person on the YouTube channel? I would like to, if you are there, please just put your comment. I would like to put your comment for everybody to see too. Yes, the way up is service. Yes, I said that the way up is actually service, you know. So, and you know what? Let me say this about service. When you are serving, when you are serving, you don't, I'm talking about real service. I'm talking about service that leads to impact. I'm talking about impactful service. You understand? You don't set up the time of freedom in your heart. That may sound funny, but that's the truth. For example, you want to sign an apprenticeship in the the business world. Of course, you say, okay, probably you want to learn tailoring. Of course, what happened? You go to the woman, you sit down, you negotiate. Okay, you negotiate. You say, okay, I need you. You say, okay, this is what you want to learn. It's going to take you 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You both have that agreement. You know, you both have that agreement, and then you already have in your mind that, hey, in the next 3 months, you'll be counting the days. You understand? You fix your eyes and you can actually plan with that. Yes, it works like that for apprenticeship. It works like that for apprenticeship. But for mentoring, you don't go into mentoring. You don't go into a mentorship program with the mind of setting a time to detach from your mentor. I need you to get that. You know, what am I trying to say? What we are saying is this. All right, God connects you, or you connect with a mentor, one way or the other. Some people make this mistake because of the approach, the normal approach. Some people make that mistake and say, oh, I want to connect, let me just connect this person, just 1 year, get everything, and then discard the person. You don't discard a mentor. Provided you don't discard a mentor, you know. The mentor is actually supposed to be progressing in knowledge. But in a situation whereby the mentor is stuck, what do? You can actually get other mentors. Paul said, you have one father. They say you cannot have 2 fathers, but you have many instructors, you know. So it's going to be safe for you to actually have more than one. It's going to be safe for you to actually have. Tonight, I'm not talking about there's a place of mentor and there's a place of a coach. You understand? So you need to have people in your life who are also like coaches. And you need to have a father. So the essence of all this is so that your development will be a holistic one. So that you have an holistic development. And so that your journey in life, your journey in destiny will actually be fast. And that's why sometimes you see somebody say, oh, how old is this person? And you say, this person is still young. And within this period, this short period of his or her life, he or she has been able to achieve this, achieved a lot. Go and check his life. Go and check that person. Go and look at the quality of people in his or her life. You know, don't be somebody don't be a lone ranger. Don't be somebody who does not have people that don't be the final say over your life. Yes. Don't be. You understand? Don't be. There are less successful people because there are less true followers. And I'm not talking about just followers. I mean true followers. True followers are people. All right, what am I saying? I'm not saying connect yourself to people that will use you for the rest of your life and their life. No, I'm not. Mentors are not users. You need to understand that. Mentors are not users. So if you have people who are just using you, there is no even discussion about around what you should be, who you should be. There's no discussion about around you fulfilling your purpose. It is just you helping them to fulfill their purpose. Those are tormentors. They are not mentors. You understand? And anytime you want to take a step around your own purpose fulfillment, they come up with something that will scare you. Those are tormentors and not mentors. You need to run from them. You know, you need to run from such people. So, a mentor will actually have interest in you. A lot of people actually run from people they should not run from. You know, if you have somebody in your life that you call mentor and that everything you want to do is just what he just approved. He approved everything you want to do. That maybe that is good, but then you will not really. It's not a good approach. Let me just put it that way. You know, a mentor will push you to do what you don't want to do, but he knows is the best for you. And also, a mentor will stop you from doing what you believe you want to do. You understand? A mentor will stress you. You understand? And at times, it will just let you be for personal development. So the essence of this program, as the name implies, is living. The name is living for impact. The essence of this program is to help you to fulfill God's purpose for your life, which is to make impact in this world. Well, let me share an experience with you. You know, I think I've shared this on this program, but it will not be too bad if I share it again. You know, when Facebook started, when I opened my Facebook account, under the bio, what I put there is created to make impact. Now, if you ask a lot of people today, impact is becoming impact is becoming a common word. Impact is becoming a relevant word. You understand? It's becoming a word that we use here and there. Now, when you ask people today now, people are getting aware of the fact that it is important to make impact. People are getting aware that yes, part of their purpose for their life, part of God's purpose for their life, in fact, the main purpose for their life is to make impact. You understand? So people are getting that awareness is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and which is part of what we are doing. But that consciousness that this is why God has created me is not enough. You understand? We need to actually take not just a step, lots of other steps. Between the awareness and fulfillment, there are lots of steps to take. And this is what this program is out to achieve. To open our eyes to those steps that we need to take. The steps to take between went off that will help you to that will help your understanding of the awareness that you are actually created to make impact. But now, being aware of a thing does not that you are aware of a thing does not translate to sorry. Being aware of a thing does not translate into fulfilling that thing. So I said over 10 years ago, did I even say 10 years? You know, when Facebook was created, I put there that I am created to make impact. Now, I want to ask you also, since when have you realized the fact that you are created to make impact? Since when? I discovered that over 20 years ago. All right. If you have answered that, now the next question, what steps are you, what goals, what steps are you putting in place to achieve that? You know, doing to achieve that. How will that be achieved? And that is answer. We need to, what steps do we need to take? So for lots of years, I knew I was created to make impact. And it wasn't as if I was not making impact all this year. I was making impact. You understand? But a time comes that you realize that you need to step up your impact game. And that is when you actually start real impact. And that is what gave birth to this program. How you are created to make impact, right? But how are you going about it? What are you doing about that information that you have? You know? So things were normal until I met certain people. Things were going on just normal until I met certain people, mentors and coaches, and things changed. And that is part of the reason why I can reach out to you now. You can pick one thing or the other. You know what? If you are going to fulfill purpose, which is to make impact, the place of mentorship cannot be overemphasized. It cannot. It cannot be overemphasized. Wow. The place of mentorship cannot be overemphasized. It cannot be. So, I want to believe you have been blessed tonight in one way or the other. I also want to introduce to you a program that I believe will bless your life. And what is this program? It's a mentorship program. It's called Leadership and Impact Mentorship Program. The cohort 2, the cohort 1 will be graduating tomorrow. And immediately after their graduation, the registration for cohort 2 will be closed. You want to sharpen your leadership skill. You want to learn how to live an impactful life. You need to learn how to discover and fulfill your purpose. You want clarity on the subject of vision, and you want to have a vision for your life, or you want clarity on your vision for your life, or you want to run with the right vision, how to handle vision clarity, everything you need to know about vision, and how to have a vision for yourself. This program is for you. I've talked about purpose, fulfillment, and discovery, impactful living. This program is for you. Vision clarity. This program is for you. You want to have global networking. This program is for you. And a lot of other things. So how do you get registered? Just send school, SCHOOL, to 080-6212-9252, and you'll be given attention immediately. It's a 1-month program, completely online. So please, you will do well to register for this program. It's actually a tuition-free program, but you have to pay for registration, which is just $15. I want to believe you have been blessed one way or the other tonight. If there's anything you need to know, is that anything you need to take home, especially for tonight, is that you need the right mentor in your life. You need for you to fulfill your destiny, which is making impact. So sorry our guests could not connect us. Eventually, the network couldn't resolve the network issue. I'm going to see how we will bring him up some other time. But the guest we are expecting next week is still going to come up. It's somebody who had great impact on my life. It's somebody that God has actually used for me at one point or the other. And you're going to hear the rest next week. So once again, I remain Femi Olasukomi. It's my pleasure sharing this thought with you today. Please feel free to drop your comments in the comment section, either on Facebook or YouTube or on my LinkedIn page. So till I come your way again next week, keep impacting your world. I say bye for now.